what gets you to a course business that generates lots of passive-ish income is by starting with the non-passive steps. So let's talk about what you need and don't need to start your course business and to be able to get to those passive sales as quickly as possible. First, we've got to address the fundamentals of making course sales, specifically why people will want to buy your course in the first place. Because it's not for the information, not when we all have access to all the information we could possibly want right at our fingertips. No. People buy courses for the transformation that the course can help them get, because the course has ideally filtered through all the information that they don't need so that it helps them get from point A, where they are, to point B, where they want to be, in the fastest, most efficient way possible. Essentially, people will buy your course when it's a vehicle for them to be able to trade their money for faster results. When you think about it this way, I hope that thinking about creating and selling your own course doesn't have to feel that overwhelming, because it means that you don't need to have the most perfectly designed course of all time. You just need to be able to deliver on that transformation. This also means that the first thing you need to get started is to get super clear on what transformation your course will deliver on. And by the way, this absolutely still applies, even if you want to teach something that's less tangible, like how to become more confident. There's still going to be a tangible transformation that's going to happen. And the best way to identify what it is to ask yourself, what is the before versus after of my future client's life once they've gone through my course? For example, if the before scenario for your ideal client before they take your confidence course is that they feel insecure and unequipped to put themselves out there, then the after might be that your client now feels so confident and assertive that they are able to speak up for themselves and get what they want, which means they get more of what they actually want. And as Amazon founder Jeff Bezos likes to say, we start with what the customer needs and we work backwards. You're basically doing the same thing. So your course is the vehicle that gets your client to point B thereafter from point A, where they are, which means all you need to do is figure out the steps between point A and point B. And there you go. That is the outline of your course. But, and this is really important, what you don't need to do is to take that outline of your course and create the entire thing before you've even made one single sale. In fact, I highly advise against this. As always though, around here, feel free to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But I'm sharing from my personal experience of having made well over $10 million in sales from just courses alone. Instead, I recommend that you create only the first module of your course to start. And I know that this idea sometimes gives people anxiety because you're marketing and selling something that isn't fully done yet. But if we're being super honest with each other, how much of that anxiety has to do with your ego versus the quality and value of your product? Because the truth is, no great course is created without the other half of the equation. Your customers, for example. After you've had some actual clients going through your first module, you will probably notice that some of them are still struggling with something that you thought you had explained perfectly in that module, which tells you that you need to do a better job re-explaining it in module 1 or clarifying it in module 2. Plus, after just a few clients, you will start noticing patterns, like there are certain things that people love, certain things that people always ask questions about, or even certain things that they hate. It's all data to help you create a better course for your clients. In fact, and this is just a bonus tip for you, at the end of each module, just outright ask for this data. Like, what worked for you? What didn't? What wasn't clear? What would you like to see more of in the next module? Then you create the next module with that feedback, so you are creating something that is exactly what your customers want and need. High five to that. But while you do have to have a product that can deliver, we've also got to talk about the most important piece to starting a successful course business: actually making sales, and ideally as quickly as possible too. But here's the puzzle with courses. They are incredibly scalable as you grow, but they're also harder to sell in the beginning. That's why, in the beginning, I recommend that you start by selling your course via manual one-on-one sales. And I know this can sound a little counterintuitive, like the whole point of courses is to make more passive income. So doesn't it defeat the purpose to start by doing all this one-on-one work? Honestly, and I'm saying this from having helped well over 3,000 people start and grow their own online business, starting with the non-passive sales is what will get you to those passive sales. So let's talk through how. The easiest way for you to start making sales now is through one-on-one sales calls. And I know you might be thinking, but isn't that just for services? Actually, no. Sales calls can be used to sell anything. And it's a lot easier to talk through a sale than it is to try and make a sale without a single human touch point, like when you're using a sales page or an automated funnel. That's why you don't need to start with those things. Eventually you can, and you probably will, start adding them in. But to get there, you have to first know your audience super well and build up your own direct marketing skills. And right now, if you're starting out, you're probably not equipped with the skills to do that yet. But by doing sales calls up front, you're not only gonna start making sales so much faster, but you are also going to learn so much about your audience, which is gonna help you build much more effective marketing and sales systems down the road. This is the same reason why billionaire CEOs like Jeff Bezos still read customer support emails. Because the key to a profitable, growing business is to stay in touch with your customers' wants and needs. Plus, you don't even have to do this for very long. After just your first few sales, you are ready to take what you've learned and start snowballing your growth. And that's where this next phase comes in, which is exactly how I personally sold out my first ever online course within just 8 weeks, by using what I call an external launch, where you launch your course while also using that launch to grow your audience as well. This helps you shortcut a lot of the normal advice that you have to spend a long time, maybe even years, first building your audience and then nurturing it before you can even think about selling. I'm not a fan of that advice because people want to buy when they want to buy, not when you are ready to sell. So it's not only going to be much faster for you, but also better for your audience too, if you are able to sell your course in a way that attracts your ideal clients, grows your audience in the process, which you absolutely do need to do, and helps you quickly build trust so that people are ready to buy from you. If you're at a point where you've already worked with a few one-on-one clients and now you're ready to create and sell your own group program or course, then I highly recommend my free training that walks you through my proven strategy for quickly creating and selling out your own course, even if you don't have a big audience or a finished product right now. This is the same strategy that took me from no course to quickly selling it out for over $8,000 within just a few weeks, to then making over $1 million in course sales in my first year using this strategy. Since then, I've also used it to help a lot of other people crack 4, 5, and even 6 figures in their own course launches. So if you want to learn that strategy for yourself, you can sign up for the free training at luisazhou.com/class. Now, while we love fast results around here, we are also all about results that are sustainable and consistent as well. But if you have used social media at all for your business, you know that it is anything but consistent. That's why my favorite way for driving sales is via your own email list. But whenever I say this, people who are new entrepreneurs will ask me, what are you talking about? Email is dead. Social media is where it's at. But let's not confuse what's popular for what's effective. I am a former engineer, so I am always testing in my own business and in my clients as well. Right now, I am still seeing email marketing outperforming social media marketing for driving direct sales by a massive amount. To put it even more specifically, email continues to be a 7-figure revenue driver in my business, while social media does very low six figures. Even though my email list, which is approximately a little over 100,000, is about the same size as all of my social media channels combined. That's why if your goal is to have a more profitable business that allows you to make more passive sales, it is critical to start building your email list right now. But please don't hear my email list size now, 10 years into my building and curating that list, and think that you need a really big email list to hit your own revenue goals. You don't. First, email subscribers are way more valuable than social media followers. So even having just 100 email subscribers can often hold more value than having 1,000 Instagram followers. For example, when I made my first six figures, I had less than 1,000 subscribers on my email list. And when I crossed 1 million in sales, I had only about 10,000 email subscribers. Because when you're attracting the right people to your email list, people who are interested in what you have to share and in potentially getting your help, and you know how to communicate to them effectively using the most effective channels, then you are going to make more sales. Not to mention that if you are truly serious about building a business that supports you for a long time to come, you probably want to build it on a really solid foundation, which, let's be honest, social media is not. If Instagram were to all of a sudden shut down your account tomorrow, you would have no way of getting in touch with any of your audience, which would mean that you would instantly lose all the work and effort that you have put into building it. Whereas as you build your email list, you will always have that direct link with your ideal clients, and that's not something anyone can take away from you. But now that you've gotten your plan to start your course business, you might be feeling totally overwhelmed, which by the way is completely normal. It's probably a big change from what you've been doing in your business. That's why this next video is going to help you create a goal-hitting system specifically aimed at channeling your focus and motivation right now into something practical that will help you get your business going this year. So if you are excited for that, I will see you in this next video.